Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and another week has gone by already. It's the holiday week, but that hasn't stopped folks from sending reels in, and it hasn't stopped the post office from delivering them. And so we're going to give you a preview of what I'll be working on in the upcoming week. And if you see a project here that I don't plan to do, then by all means let me know what that project is, and I'll see if I can add it to my videos if I have time. And if I've done a video already, then I'm going to direct you to that video so that you can watch how to take apart and repair these types of reels. So before I get started, I want to thank our first responders and essential personnel and everybody who's front line in helping us to overcome the pandemic. The local hometown heroes and everybody involved, whether it's first aid, fire, medical, essential supply chain workers, food, transportation, and the like. Thank you for everything that you do. It truly is appreciated. Well, let's start out. We'll take a look. The first one comes from Danny. He's down in Florida. Danny is sending me a rather snarled up here, 704Z. But this is the later version of the 704Z. You can tell that because the handle is not the original handle from the 70s. But these were redone. I believe they were re-released right around 1995 or so. They had a short run, but they were reintroduced due to the popularity of the reel. This one very popular. This one looks very clean. This is one of the things I hate about reels that come in for repair, is that I recommend when you have a reel serviced, replace the line. Well, I'll have to work around that, but we'll work on that reel. And I think I've done one of these recently. I'll have to check my library, but if I haven't done one, I'm certainly going to do that one to show everybody the nice construction of that reel. Next up then is a reel that comes in from Falmouth, Maine, Massachusetts. I'm sorry, it's from Massachusetts. Falmouth, if I remember, is out on Cape Cod area. And let's see what we got. We need a reel to be fixed. Sometimes these just come in for tune-ups. Sometimes these come in for some more service. Well, look at this. We were just speaking of the remake of the 704. And this one looks like the original. Again, here's the handle is the one of the telltale factors behind that. This might be the original one. So I got two 704s. This one's not moving at all. So there's something going on in there. We're going to have to find out what that is. We'll probably do a video on this one. Again, I was going to check my library. We'll probably do a video on this one because a lot of folks like the idea or the notion of the diagnosis behind the problem as much as they like the... I thought maybe that string was holding the bail from turning, but it's not. A lot of folks like the diagnosis of the problem as much as they do how to repair. So I think we will do that one, and we'll do that one this week as I get around to working on it. That one belongs to Ray up in Massachusetts. Okay, let's see where this one's coming from. This one's coming from New York, Rochester. Rochester is up on the Finger Lakes in New York. It's not too far from Canada. And usually that's associated with freshwater fishing. And in this case, looks like we have a reel in the bag project. We have an Abu Garcia with a bunch of pieces and parts in it. Folks seem to like the, this is a Cardinal 202, I think it said. Folks seem to like the reel in the bag, so we'll see what we can do with that. Don't be embarrassed to send me a reel that's in pieces and parts. I do try to help folks get those things back working again. Sometimes I'm not as successful, and if it is the case, I thank you for letting me give it a try. But I applaud folks that try and start to service the reel, and if they get stuck, well, you know, I think that they're better off for trying than not. This one is a couple of reels that have come in from Tennessee. One reel obviously needs greasing. I think they might be the same reels. The sign says obviously needs greasing. I haven't opened it up yet. We have Shakespeare agility reels. Now this one I would say probably obviously does need greasing. If you look, there's a high concentration of dirt here. Somebody had asked me along the lines, do I ever hose off reels before, or why don't I hose off all of the reels before I get started, especially when they're sanded or salted? Well, in this case, I think that might be a good suggestion. This one looks like it's been laying in a cabin or some other spot, but there's a very good amount of dirt on there, and dirt is a enemy to the reel itself. And this is a second agility. I don't believe I've done the agilities, so I look forward to the videos there, and we'll see how much damage that dirt may have done. Next up comes from one all the way from California, from Santa Margarita, and this one's from Zinn. So if you want to see these videos, or if you want to just kind of search on my libraries, one of the best things to do is subscribe. And I would ask you to do that. And if you do subscribe, hit the notification button. That way you'll see when I do post these videos, and you can make a decision as to whether that's a video that you would enjoy watching. And then follow along as I take a reel apart and get the reel working again. So Zinn, I think, told me this is a reel that he inherited. This is a Long Beach 66. This is roughly the 4.0 reel with some differences as opposed to the 4.0 Senator, but it's the 4.0 size. And this one's been sitting around a long time. And it never ceases to amaze me that these pens will continue to crank no matter how tough these reels have been. And this line's probably at least 20 years old. And then we have a Cabela's. This is a very popular reel. This is the Cabela's Salt Striker. And I'm not sure. Well, this one's seized up. This one's not going anywhere. So maybe we'll at least start with what's wrong with this. The bail is not operating. The reel is not turning. And that reel's not that expensive, so we're going to have to see a couple of things with that. There's a couple of things going on there. And one of the things that's unfortunate about Cabela's and Bass Pro and some of these other reels that are branded for the retailer is that parts are generally not available. So we'll see what we can do. Those reels are generally made by jobbers over in Asia or wherever. They just they make a quick run of reels. They make a few extras that serve as the service parts reels, and then they're on to the next design and on to the next order. And when one of these breaks, most of the time the retailer will simply give you an exchange. That's the way the warranties are generally written: repair or replace. A lot of times they're simply replaced. That's if they're in warranty. If they're out of warranty, you're out of luck. Okay, Joe's giving me a Bay City 250 and an Ocean City St. Lucie. So these should be fun reels to work on. The St. Lucie would be this one, I believe. This is the Bay City. So interestingly enough, most of the Ocean City reels have black side plates, and in a few cases you find the brown ones. The Bay City reel was around for a long time. This is an older handle, which kind of tells you this is probably from the 40s or early 50s, and that's got a brown side plate to it. And this must be the St. Lucie then. So this is the St. Lucie. So Joe has been doing some work with the Ocean Cities. He sent me another one earlier, and he's requested some parts from me, and it's all good. We'll see if we can make it work. This one seems like it doesn't have drags. I see the star adjuster is rubbing against the back pillar here. That's probably the cause of this. It probably needs the drags replaced. You can also tell that as it's tamped down, and there's a pretty good space between the handle and that star adjuster, so that probably needs the drag washers. And then in this case we have a nut that's not the original handle screw. We'll see if we can find one for Joe. If not, we're just going to have to make do with that piece. Okay, and then there's one more that's come in. Now, I don't preview all of the pieces and boxes that I get in, but most of the time I do it, if nothing else, just to document that I've received the reels from these folks. This one comes in from Fremont, California. And this is a big one. This is the Fierce 8000 Live Liner, I think. without being facetious, sometimes this is a headache in the making. I'm not sure if there's an issue with this reel or not. This seems like a relatively new reel, and it seems to be working pretty good. So this might just be for some general service. One of the things you want to check is the trip lever working on a bait feeder. You want to check if you're in bait feeder mode, is your spool turning backwards? And then does it lock when you trip? And it does. So this is probably just a matter of getting it tuned up and moving on. Just I think this says I think that's from a different one. All right, so that's the reels I'm going to be working on this week. If you like to see them, again, please subscribe. If you have any questions about these reels or any reels in particular, and you need help maybe getting back on track on a reel that you're working on, leave me a note in the comments. I'll try to help you with those. And if you have a reel that needs to be serviced or repaired, you can do what these folks have done. You can contact me through my email that's on the business card that follows. I'll be happy to provide you repair information, and we'll see if we can't get that reel fishing again. So I hope you've enjoyed the preview. Please stay safe, stay well, and stay watching. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.